Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, July 14th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day, and the final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. During the day, you have the algorithms and you have the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price midday. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology. I consider them to be in the know, right? I consider them to have the best feel of the correct prices. And so what they do at the end, in that last hour, in particular, the last few minutes, they move the price away from what the day traders and algorithms did with it and move it to where they feel is the correct price. And so I believe those levels are your best levels and the best time of the day to make your buying and selling decisions. So, all right. Thanks for coming today, everyone. I appreciate it. It's nice to see everyone every day. I appreciate you being here, spending your time here. I hope that by spending your time here, it's helping you with your trading and your investing. So kind of an interesting day today. It seems like we've been all over the place. The Dow is currently up 60 points, up 0.17%. The NASDAQ is up only 5 points, up 0.04%, so pretty close to flatline. And the S&P is up 10.95 points, up 0.25. So we were higher earlier, definitely in the NASDAQ and the SPY. Here's the plan for today, everyone. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have a few day trades today on Southwest Airlines and the Qs. I'll share those with you. After that, we'll go over to the board where my students' positions are. We'll go through each one, take a look at those, and see how those are doing. After that, we will switch gears for a minute, talk a little bit about trader psychology. Always the most important part of the most important skill in trading is trading psychology. Psychology is trading, trading is psychology. That's how I look at it. They go hand in hand. You're not really trading, you're basically trading your thoughts and emotions. So we'll spend a few minutes on that. Hopefully that will be helpful. After that, I have gone down through the results of my scanner. I have gone down through the results of, not my scanner, of my watch list, and I've gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, I need a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1, based upon strong support below me and strong and likely resistance above me. That's how I have to do the math. I have to make sure I have 2 to 1 so I can get that asymmetrical math going, which is what you need in trading to be profitable. And then lastly, make sure you have a complete trading plan, regardless of the type of trade you take, regardless of the strategy, just for position size. Know what your maximum loss is on any one trade. Know where your emergency stop is, know where your end of day stop is, know where your intraday profit targets are, know where significant overhead resistance levels are, and have a good trailing stop methodology in place. So if you have a nice profitable trade, you don't give it all back. Very, very important. Okay. So I do have some end of day candidates. We'll go through those, look at the multiple time frames, look at the risk to reward ratio. And if I find something that looks good at the end of the day, I will go ahead and buy it right before the market closes. All right. And then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. Happy to clarify. And if you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at today before the market closes, just put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to it before the close. And lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please just wait till the end of the day, till the markets close. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get everything squared away on the board. Okay, so that's the plan for today. I'm going to go ahead and run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks a lot. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's see who is here today. Paxton is here. Good to see you, Packy. Hope you're having a good day. Johan is here. Nice to see you, Johan. Appreciate you coming by and visiting. Anya T is here. Hi, all. Nice to see you, Anya. Hope you're having a good day. There is Gary. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Steve Burns is here. Hello, Trader. Hello, Trader. Right back to you, Steve. Appreciate you being here as always. I really appreciate everything that you contribute to this channel, Steve, and I'm sure everyone else does as well. George Gonzalez is here. Good afternoon. Nice to see you, George. Sam is also here. Nice to see you, Sam. Frank, hello, Greg and group. Hi, Frank. Good to see you. Appreciate everything you do for this channel. Really love your poems. Know everyone else does as well. Johnson is here. Hi, everyone. Hello, Greg. Good to see you, Johnson, wherever you are. And there's the second half of the dynamic duo, Tracy Peterson. Dynamic duo with Paxton. Ava is here. Happy day, everyone. Nice to see you, Ava, as always. Michael Martin is here. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're driving safe out there, and look forward to our lesson this coming Sunday. Dan gives a peace sign. Nice to see you, Dan. As always, hope you're having a really, really good day. Okay, well, let's get to it. ALK. Jonathan, Gary, David, Tracy, Paxton, and I did buy ALK with the intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average, the V1, the rejection of the third ATR channel. Bought at 57.77, moved up, took some profits, came back down, held the end of day stop. Today had a good start, did hit 2 profit targets, and this is why I like to take profits for exactly on days like today, where I hit 1 profit target at 58.41. One at 59.20. We're at 57.56. So, you know, big move up earlier, got sold into, but at least I offloaded some shares at profitable levels and then mitigated my risk, mitigated my, it came back down, but I mitigated that because I have already gotten out of a percentage of my position size up at profitable levels. We touch the 200-day moving average again. It has been acting as support. So as long as it stays above the 200-day moving average, I am still in this trade. CLB. All right, I did buy CLB along with Gary, Paxton, David, Ava, and Michael. Bought it at 36.92. Intraday rejection of the 30 RSI, V1 rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Moved sideways for a few days. Yesterday we finally moved up. Today we moved up again, not enough to hit a profit target, but a little bit down on the day and just slightly down on the trade, although net probably not because I took some profits yesterday. My end of day stop here is going to be a close under the 30 RSI. CMI, well, holding that 200-day moving average yesterday did not really help me much. I bought it with the close, a higher low close under and close back over the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 242.49. Moved up initially, luckily to hit some profit targets. Came back down. If it would have lost the 200 yesterday, I would have sold it, but it held it, and so I held, and today we have a close under the 200-day moving average. This will be on the chopping block for me today. I'll be getting rid of this unless by some miracle it closes over the 200-day moving average. Okay, GDX. I did buy GDX. Anyone else here? No, just me. Under 30, over 30, plus a V2, bought it at 33.99, gapped up, took some profits, came back down, took some more profits, sideways, had a big day down, but it held the 30 RSI, and it's been up ever since that. So more profits here, and I did hit 2 profit targets today as well. What, 34.66, 35.09 is up to my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level, which means now if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will sell half. This trade doing pretty well, up 2.52% on the trade. SPY, I buy SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. It's exactly what I did yesterday at the close. Bought it at 435.59, gapped up. Sold it right here near the top, or near the open, sorry. Well, obviously, I sell it at the open at 437.38. So in at 435.59, out at 437.38 for a nice overnight SPY trade. I will buy this again today at the close, hold it overnight, and sell it first thing tomorrow morning. VIX. Well, VIX has been all over the place. I bought this with a higher low V1 yesterday. We went below the negative, close below the negative ATR channel, rallied into the value zone, came back down, had a higher low V1 here, bought it at 29.64, opened way down, rallied back up, went positive, but now it's given it all back, and it is looks like it's going to close below halfway the washout bar. Yesterday was the washout bar. So as it closes below the purple line here at 29.09, I will get out and take the loss on VIX. CMG. This has been a really big trade. Bought this back here with an intraday rejection of the 250-day moving average. Bought it at 1343.05. Moved 1.5 ATRs from entry, so I go into trailing stop mode. Had a close below the previous day's low. I sold half at about 1372, and now it is just raced up like a monster with that second half. Did hit 1 profit target today at 1620.65, and from entry to current price here, up 16.94%. If I get a close below the 70 RSI, I'll sell half. If I get a close below the 5 EMA, it's come down and tested it several times, but if it closes below the 5 EMA, I will go ahead and lock in all the profits. Alternatively, earnings are coming up here on the 20th, so if it doesn't hold, or if it doesn't close below the 5 or any other exits for me, I will get out before earnings, but this has been a really, really nice trade. All right, Love. Love's good, right? All right. So I did have a nice trade on Love earlier today. Higher low V1. We closed below the value zone. We came into the value zone. We had a bit of a pullback. We had a higher low V1. Bought this at 51.91. Few bars later, had a big up move. I always get out of half. When that happens, locked in half profits at 52.09. Moved sideways, had another big up bar here, sold another half of the half at 52.21, and the next bar lost the 5 EMA, so that's where I got out. So got in at 51.91, out at 52.09 and 52.21. 2 of those were right in about the same place. But anyway, nice trade on Southwest Airlines. And that pretty much was the top. So that was a good move to get out there. Qs. Well, I did an achievement today, everyone. I think I sold at the low of the day. I bought here when we came back down to the 250-day moving average, and when we bounced right at it, I bought it at 362.48. And then just one more down bar, it lost to 250. I got out for a loss, so I got in at 362.48, out at 362.30, and then it just took off without me. However, not to be, I was undeterred, and the next time we came back to the 200, I like the upward sloping 200. It went under the 200, over the 200. I bought it at 363.14. A couple bars later, moved up strongly. I had to go do something outside of the house, so I just locked in the trade at 363.65. So in at 363.14, out at 363.65, and then I thought I was a genius because it came back down, and then it took off without me, but that's okay. So between all the day trades, looking pretty good. Give me 1 second. Take care of a little biz over here. Bam. And bam. Oh, I was a little early with my bam. Bam. All right. We got the bams all taken care of. Kamal, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well today. And appreciate you being here. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Kamal. And your scanner, unbelievable. Really proud of you to do that, although for you it's probably not a big thing, but I'm sure everyone here appreciates it. And always appreciate your friendship as well, Kamal. Lilia is here. Hi, Lilia. How you doing? Back from your vacation? Hope you had a nice time. You'll have to tell us about it one day. Hope you're doing well. Waterbender is there. Hello. Hello. Good to see you, Waterbender. Steve says GLD currently has a 520 EMA crossover. Yes, it does. That is something that is on the list today for me to take a look at. And we'll be checking that out shortly. Should we go over and see how your trades are doing? Okay, sounds good. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Steve bought LEGR, First Trust Index Innovative. Bought it at 42.46. It's currently 42.33. It is up on the day, but it looks like it's slightly down on the trade. UVXY, Ava, bought the higher low V1 on VIX. UVXY is a derivative of VIX. 27.90, down 26.94, down 3.61% today. So this one down on the day, down on the trade, losing halfway of the washout bar. XLU, Ava bought at 64.81 with the 520 crossover, sold half yesterday, and glad she kept half because it's up 1.03, so it's up on the day and up from where the entry price was. SE, well, this one's rude. So Steve and the dynamic duo, which is Tracy and Paxton, did buy SE with the 520 crossover at 275.35. Went up beautifully yesterday, went up again today, but completely reversed. So it's down on the day, and it looks like it's about break even on the trade. PKI, oh, that's me. All right. Blink, Steve and the dynamic duo did buy Blink yesterday, 33.02 with the rejection of the 200-day moving average. Went above it a little bit earlier, and then today it has gone down 5.14%. So down on the day, down on the trade. Yeti, wow. Tracy and Paxton bought Yeti, 92.90, 520 crossover. Was up, was down, was up huge earlier, and it totally rude. I would say that qualifies as rude. Look at that bar. That's a false breakout to the downside and a V1 and all sorts of stuff. I mean, we're back at support. So, God, this one, you know, those are the worst days when you're like way up and then it just goes down and it just keeps going down. So that's a bummer. Sorry, Tracy and Paxton. I mean, you're not underwater much on the trade, but psychologically and emotionally, that's kind of tough to have that big gain and then give it all back. So down on the day, down on the trade. CSIQ, Kamal bought CSIQ here at 40.34, moved up really strong, came back down, attempted to rally, down, up, all over the place. Unfortunately, this is down 5.92% today, so down on the day and now down on the trade. STX, Tracy and Paxton bought STX higher low V2 at 87.90. It's currently 89.66. Glad to see this one's positive on the day and also positive on the trade. Okay. Sticks, Tracy Paxton and Ava bought Sticks higher low V2 at, oh wait, is this the one I just... That's the one I just did, sorry. Alibaba, Steve, beautiful trade on Alibaba. Look at this V-shaped recovery here. Steve nailed it with an under 30, over 30, bought it at 199.94, rallied up like crazy. It did reject the 50-day moving average today, and it also looks like it rejected the 50 RSI, but Steve is up nicely on this trade. That's an understatement. 5.61%. So way to go, Steve. Boeing. Okay, we don't have any daily Boeings anymore. Jonathan. Where is Jonathan's name? Yeah, there it is. All right, Jonathan did buy Disney 520 crossover, I believe, at 177, has moved up beautifully. Just nice. A lot of momentum up on the day still, and nicely up on the trade by, what is that? 3.66%. Way to go, Jonathan. Oracle, another big day for Ava. Ava, so proud of you on this trade. Higher low V2, trigger of a fractal, off of sideways motion, right? Went long at 79.50. This has moved up like a monster, and I mean that in a good way. And I know Ava's been phasing out, but from entry to current price up 9.94%. That's beautiful. And then lastly, SSRM. Jonathan, also nice confluence of signals here with the V2, false breakout to the downside, under 30, over 30, 1559, it's 1635. If Jonathan's out there, it's holding the 50 RSI. You know, if this were me and it rejected the 50, you know what I would do? I would sell half. I'm not suggesting that. That's just my move. But this trade is up 4.71% so far. So pretty good, I would say. Looks like the NASDAQ is now negative on the day. That seems slightly rude. Excuse me. All right. So Steve says, yep, gold has a 520 crossover. That's true. Steve says, I am seeing ugly plunges across my watch list. David is here. Good to see you, David. Hope you're having well. We should catch up soon. He says, hi, Greg and group. Steve says, Monster currently has a 520 crossover. Oh. Let's put that on the list right off the top of my head. I don't know if we're talking about MicroStrategies or we are talking about Monster Energy drink, but we're just about to find out. The anticipation is palpable. Monster Beverage, old school. All right, good. Let me do a little math on that, Steve. Math done. Math is done. Okay, now Steve said there was a 520 crossover. Oh. Yes, you are right. It is a 520 crossover. And that one's a little steep for me. Just a preference. Doesn't mean it can't keep going up, right? We all have our preferences as far as which trades to take and so forth, but we will definitely keep that one on the list. All right. Hey, we have a poem from Frank. You know this is going to be good. It's the favorite time of the podcast for me because I can just read and don't have to think. Let's see. Let's paste that all in there like that, like so. This and that and that and this. All right, here we go. This is going to be exciting. Plans look forward, but we trade in the now. Each trade calculated by the sweat of our brow. Mistakes can cost. There are no sacred cows. As traders till the market like a farmer works a plow. Man, Frank, how you come up with this? I mean, like, where the inspiration comes from? I mean, did you just see a picture of a plow or something today? Is that how it came to you? I know what your answer is. You just say they just kind of is out there in the ether and it comes to you. But what a great gift. I mean, really unreal. Imagine the songs Frank can write as well. Let's read it again. I'll see if I can get through it. Plans look forward, but we trade in the now. Each trade calculated by the sweat of our brow. Markets can cost. There are no sacred cows as traders till the market like a farmer works the plow. Well, I'm picturing you as a farmer trader, Frank, that's working the plow, and the plow is your mouse and your charts. That's amazing. I mean, it's just world class, everyone. I mean, I feel so lucky to have Frank in here and to doing this. I mean, this is just great. Thank you, Frank, so much. Paxton says, thanks, Frank, brilliant as usual. I 100% agree. That's beautiful, brilliant as usual. Okay. David says, excellent, Frank. 100% agree with that. Oh, okie dokie. Smokey. Let me check something real quick. All right, here we go. So listen, before we start taking a look at potential end of day trades, before we start looking for our 3 requirements, confluence, combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames, good risk to reward ratio at least 2-to-1, that's the minimum based upon strong support below and strong and likely resistance above. And then number 3, make sure that you have that complete trading plan. Again, I look at volatility. I position size based upon the volatility. I know what my maximum allowed loss is. I know where my emergency stop is. I know where my end of day stop is. I know where my overhead profit targets are, daily profit targets, intraday profit targets. And then I have to be aware of significant overhead resistance levels like third ATR channel, loss of the 5 EMA, rejection of the 70 RSI, right? That's how I do it. Every trade, no matter what kind of trade you have, needs to have these components, in my humble opinion. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit let's get away from the charts, talk a little bit about trader psychology. You know, it's the most important skill that you can develop in trading, is being able to control your emotions. Same with life, right? I'm probably better at controlling my emotions in trading than life, but I have to work on the latter a little bit. But in trading, I'm pretty good with it because it's so important to me. And, you know, you need to be in that happy zone. You need to be in that area where you're not being affected by amplified emotions, either making a lot of money or losing a lot of money. It's a fine line. It's a fine balance, everyone. Like it's that happy space right in the middle. And sometimes it takes years to calibrate yourself in order to stay in that zone. But this is from Stephen Goldstein. Stephen is a retired professional trader, world-class trading coach. He's at AlphaMind 101 on Twitter. He has an excellent podcast where he interviews traders from all over the world, all levels of trader, little retail traders like me. He was kind enough to have me on a couple times. Hedge fund manager, Forex traders, all sorts of different people in the financial world. And so if you do yourself a favor, go to subscribe to AlphaMind 101. As soon as you do, all of his podcasts will pop up. Listen to him. It's great. It's kind of like Market Wizards, but in podcast format. So whatever Steve posts, I really take note of it because he knows what he's talking about. Let's see what Steve has to say today. It's a winning process that matters, not a few winning trades. It's a sustainable method that matters, not quick wins. It's what you think that matters, not other people's views. All right, so let's break each one down. It's a winning process that matters, not a few winning trades. Do you know what he's saying here? You know what he's saying. I know what he's saying, right? Sometimes you'll just take some random trades, you'll make money at it, you'll go, oh, this is easy, right? This is easy. I don't have to wait for setups. I think I just have a feel for the market. Like I feel like I'm just kind of dialed into the market. You know that feeling, right? We've all had it. But what Steven's saying here, sure, you can have winning trades with that. You can get lucky. I mean, that's really the word. You can get lucky, but you have a process like the process that I just mentioned, right? Correct entries, stops, position size, all that kind of stuff, good risk to reward ratios, right? That's a process. And when I always use the casino analogy, so sorry about that, but it's true. They have a mathematical edge in all of their games. They don't, what do they win? 51, 52, 53% of the time. That's all they need to win is that 1 to 3 edge, because over time the math works out for them. And if you have correct trading process, if you have a robust trading strategy that takes all of these risk to reward supports into consideration, you too will have the edge. But you don't need to make money quickly. You don't need to make money all the time. You just need to be consistent and have a process that you just follow. Remember, trading's boring. Each trade is just the next trade of one trade out of the next 1,000 trades. If you get that into your head, then I mean, if you can really internalize that feeling where I'm like, I don't care about this one trade. It's just one trade. It's not going to change my life. Just over the long run, I know if I have an edge, I'm going to make money. So that is what he's talking about. It's a winning process that matters, not just some few lucky random winning trades. Number 2, it's a sustainable method that matters, not quick wins. Kind of similar. The quick wins are fine, right? But you have to have something sustainable. Like, I get up, same thing, have my coffee, put on my Bjorn Borg headband and my lucky Bjorn Borg, what do you call it when you put it on your wristband, right? And my lucky Bjorn Borg socks. That's part of my process. Actually, I don't wear any of that, but I was just embellishing the story, right? But whatever it is, if you have lucky socks, wear them, right? If it's part of your process, but the process has to be sustainable. That's why, I think trading at the end of the day is a really good, sustainable process. You don't wear yourself out trading all the time. Greg, note that you trade all day long. That's right, but that's me. Right? Not ideal, but a real sustainable process is the end of day trading. One, for the reasons because the large financial institutions come in at the end of the day, but it just doesn't wear you out. It's sustainable, right? And so you need to have something that's sustainable. You can't just trade like a crazy person for a week and then at the end of the week you're exhausted, right? Like that's not really sustainable if you're human. Right? Maybe a trading bot, something like that. That's one thing. But when I say sustainable, I mean all sorts of different stuff. Are you getting enough? Are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? Are you getting enough rest? Do you put yourself in a position where you don't have burnout so that you can think clearly, right? It's all about having a winning process and being sustainable with that process. And then lastly, it's what you think that matters, not other people's view. My goodness, holy hamburgers. If I, in my life, followed what other people's views were, it's hilarious what I'd be doing, right? Almost no matter what I did in my life, whether it was business or sports or trading, everyone, oh, no, that's scary. No, you'll never make it. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. No, you can't be a trader. That's just people. I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know if it's they don't want to do it. I don't know. But please do not do that to yourself, right? You can do anything that you want to do. Right? You just have to be serious about it. You have to follow the steps to learn, the learning process. You have to repeat things over and over. But regardless if it's trading or sports or relationships or whatever, it takes work, right? You heard me go off last week. I was kind of ranting, but everything is hard work. But if you want to be good at something, you have to put the work in. And don't let other people get in your heads. Do not let them rent space in your heads about whether they think you can do something or not. All right? And it's fun to prove them wrong as well. So anyway, thank you, Stephen. Really good advice. Hope you're doing well over there in England. And keep up the great posts, keep up the podcast, and please subscribe to Steve at AlphaMind101 over on Twitter. Okay. Let's take a look over here. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Take a look at the VIX here. Had a nice move up and now back down. All right. So before we start looking at new stuff, of course, I want to look at old stuff. All right. ALK holding the 200-day. I am in. I am holding. CLB holding the 30 RSI. I am in. I am holding. CMI, not so hot tamale. Looks like it's going to lose the 200-day moving average. This is on the chopping block. I'm just going to sell it right now while I'm thinking about it so I don't have to. All right, that one's a loss. We have to keep the weeds out of the garden, everyone. Remember, we have to keep the weeds out of the garden. Okay, okie dokie smoky. And that's done. All right, CMI's out of there. We gave it a good shot, didn't work, but that's all we can do. GDX, doing great. 2 profit targets today at trailing stop level. SPY, of course, is on autopilot. I will buy SPY at the close. VIX is also going to be an end of day stop for me. Maybe. It's a possibility that it could rally. VIX is a crazy one. It's a wild one. But most likely I will be taking a loss on this as well. And then CMG doing nicely, way up there, 1 profit target. Oh, good. Steve has a sports break. I love these sports breaks. Sports breaks, jokes, fun facts. I am all about them. The 3-point NBA record is currently held by Ray Allen. 2,973 points made. Second place is Steph Curry, 28-32. Oh, so Steph Curry is breathing down the neck of Ray there, and will probably surpass that, I imagine, right? Wow. Thank you for that, Steve. Keep them coming, please. Frank says, thank you so much, Greg, Paxton, Dan, David, and Sam. All right, I got to put my baseball cap on backwards so that we're in rally mode here for the next 22 minutes. All right, here we go. Let's start taking a look. Bitcoin is a bit interesting today. We have a false breakout to the downside. We have a nice V1, and at the end of the day, are we going to close above the 250-day moving average? That would be pretty good. It would give us a V1. It would give us a false breakout the downside. MACD is positive. We had a big reversal. My gosh. I mean, we had 1,000-point or more reversal on here, but it is a V1, a false breakout to the downside. So if I trade Bitcoin a little bit later today, I will definitely be watching to see if we can close over that 250-day moving average. But nice rejection of the -1 ATR channel as well. So good for you Bitcoiners out there. CCL, well, Carnival Cruise Line. I wish I could think of something funny and snarky to say like Frank would, but I can't. And so Carnival Cruise Line is at 26.29 RSI level. Like to see this close above the 200-day moving average here. I've been considering selling some puts on Carnival Cruise Line or Norwegian Cruise Line. Just haven't found the right level yet. But if Carnival Cruise Line has a nice clean break and close back over the 200 and or the 30, I would be interested in Carnival Cruise Line, but nothing yet today. Gold does have a 520 crossover, as Steve Burns pointed out to us. It's a little high for me. It's above the second ATR channel. That's kind of my line in the sand. I'll take a 520 crossover if it's not above the second ATR, and it is. So for my rules, I can't buy this. In addition to that, we have the 200 right above. That most likely will act as some kind of resistance, but who knows? You don't know until you know. But just the way that I trade, this is a little bit high for me today. But the 520 crossover is a valid crossover, does back test well. WBA, well, it's definitely an interesting location here. It did intraday bounce at the 200-day moving average. Intraday bounced at the -3rd ATR channel. Not too bad. A little scary here, I understand. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly is in between supports. It's below the -1 ATR channel. It's above the 100. I think I'm just going to wait. I think I'm going to wait and see if we can get a real push down and wash out under the 200 and then back over. That's my thinking right now on WBA. Walmart is interesting. It triggered a fractal back from the 7th. A fractal is a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Nice sideways motion here. Today we have a close. Well, it closed over the 200 yesterday. Stronger up today, but you know, in addition to holding the 200, we're up over the fractal point. You know, do I want to do anything with this? Probably not. Probably not. There's been a lot of above and below and above and below the 200-day moving average. I mean, I like the fractal. I like that MACD is positive, but I'm probably going to pass on Walmart. Love, yesterday we lost the 200. Today we were above. Now we lost the 200 again. Just rude, but it's really playing around that 200-day moving average, isn't it? Yep, it sure is. Let's see. Nothing I can do here. MACD went positive today, but you know, I wouldn't buy Love right now because I also have Alaska Airlines, so I don't want the correlation. But if I didn't have it, you know, I've been looking at Love for a long time here. Did take one trade, but then had to get out. But anyway, if it closed above the 200-day moving average, I like it. If it closes below, I don't like it. Just that, black and white. MPW. Well, earlier in the day, we had a close under, close back over, or close under, move back over the 200-day moving average with the V1. Now the market has pulled back a little bit. The 200-day moving average is 225. We're at 225, so we are right there. But I didn't like the weekly. Turn to the weekly, and you know why? The big down bar, the big skyscraper down bar that I don't like. If we rally, how far are we going to rally, everybody? That's right, to 50%, just like it did here, right? If you have big moves down, not out of the ordinary to have a move back up, but usually that 50% Fibonacci resistance just is there, and it was there. And so, you know, I like to look at multiple time frames before I take a trade. So the daily, you know, if it closed above the 200, okay, fine, good risk to reward ratio, but I also figure in the weekly, which I don't like. Philip Morris, well, so this is really nice. Look, we were above the value zone. We returned to the value zone. We rallied, made a lower high. If I make a lower high in the value zone, what do I need to do? That's right. I need to wash out the first low, which happened here. Here's a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out 1. 3 closes above 1. And the faults break out to the downside. This all looks really good. We may have had a 520 crossover as well. But you know, this is where the artistic part of trading comes in here. You have to look at your risk to rewards. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know where my risk is. Halfway the washout bar here, that's a pretty big risk, right? That's from here to here. That's a big move, 1.48%. It's a big move. But if I look at my upside potential, of course, I don't know how high it's going to go, but I have to take a best guess estimate here. You know, even in the best case scenario, maybe we challenge the previous high up here. Look, from here to here, that's your reward. From here to here, that's your risk. So does the risk to reward make sense? In my opinion, it does not. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, we rejected the 5 EMA. We're above. We're still up here. You know, I like when the weekly's in the value zone as well. Then I have some confluence. So I don't like Philip Morris here either. NCHL, which is Norwegian Cruise Lines, gave up the 200-day moving average today, gave up the 30 RSI today as well. Boy, cruise lines, airlines, just not doing well at all. Interesting. Give me 1 second. 2288. Okay. So yeah, nothing on Norwegian Cruise Lines. Let's check the weekly. Ooh, look at the upward sloping 50 on the weekly. That's kind of where I'd like to get in. Right there. Right there. Merck. Okay, so we're above the value zone. We came into the value zone. We had 1 day of sideways motion. We have a V1 currently. Here's day 1, 2 washes out 1, 2 closing above day 1's close here, and a false breakout to the downside. Not bad, not too shabby. Looking at the weekly, we've rejected the 1 ATR channel. I don't know. I think I would like this a little deeper in the value zone. That's how I like it, and more sideways motion. I mean, yes, it does have a ledge, right? It has a ledge, which is good. It's a pretty good risk to reward ratio. Merck's a good company, but let's look at the weekly. I like the weekly in the value zone. The monthly in the value zone. I also like the weekly in the value zone, but I don't like rejected the 1 ATR channel. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass. I think I'm just going to pass on Merck. EVRG, 520 crossover? No, not yet. We had one and it untriggered. We do have a fractal. Here's a high with 2 lower highs to the left. Here's a high, 2 lower highs to the right. Higher low V1, bullish engulfing bar. I don't know if anyone has the ability to backtest EVRG on the 520. 520 is not crossed over at the moment, but maybe at the end. We do have a MACD crossover, which helps things out as well. And then we have Monster Beverages, which Steve pointed out with the 520 crossover. Let's look over on the weekly. 520 crossover on the week as well. Yeah, that looks fairly good. That looks fairly good. I would say all in all, that's probably my favorite setup there is Monster, because it has a clean 520 crossover. I think I'm going to pass on this. I don't think I'm going to buy this, but looks good. Looks good. I like the V2 on the weekly. I also like the 520 crossover on the weekly. It's this big down bar that scares me a little bit. But anyway, looks really good. Okay. Steve says, I exited the following trades. He exited Alibaba for a 5.92% gain. Very nice. Steve says SE for a 0.39% loss. Okay. And then Blink for a 5.6% loss below the 200. Ava wants to look at BNTX. It is a higher low V1. The thing I want to check here, Ava, is to see if we already rejected the 50 RSI at the high today. No, technically not. Technically not. If it had, I definitely would not have bought this, but this looks pretty good. I mean, it's a V1. It's a higher low V1. It hasn't rejected the 50 RSI. Did reject the 50-day moving average, which is good. Let's take a little peek over at the weekly, see what that looks like. It's moved down, so it's at a more reasonable level holding. That looks pretty good, Ava. Honestly, it does. Frank says, Walmart has been on my watch list, but it's like watching paint dry. Yeah. Oh, AMC. I have not even looked at this chart. Here we go. Get ready. Ooh. Well, I know a person that's short AMC, so I'm sure they're happy about that. Look at that. You are 100% right. That is wrecked. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Oh, I wish I could show you. Here's a whole family of quails that are just walking by my door. Mom and dad, all the little, hey, guys, what you doing? Hello. Hello. I wish I could pick everything up and show you. Dang, that was awesome. Frank says, fun fact, when IBM was founded in 1896, its original name was the Tabulating Machine Company, TMC. TMC, I know TMC. That would have been their ticker. Interesting. The tabulating machine company, and they did a rebrand to International Business Machines. Glenn says, hey, Glenn, good to see you. Hi, Greg. Utilities, XLU and Staple XLP are leading over Energy, XLE, and financials like XLF. Looks like reopening trade is fading with ARC's high growth stocks. Yeah, XLU did have that. Yep, having a good day today, and glad Ava has that. So yeah, I mean, maybe some different rotations. Energy, let's look at energy. Ooh, energy really bad today. So looks like maybe some sector rotations. XLP, which are staples. So, you know, that's a little bit, it might be a little bit of an omen that people are moving their money into safer things. Like Glenn said, like staples and utilities. Yeah, nice big day there for sure. Good to see you, Glenn. Walmart passes my test. 5 is over the 20, MACD positive, and RSI 59. All right, and it had a fractal today as well. And a close back over the 200. FANG stocks are holding the market up. That is 100% true. There's really bad market breadth. That's the only thing holding it up. Frank says Walmart should benefit from back to school and new child tax credit for money. Okay, everyone. So VIX, is it possible? You going to keep me in? Is it a possibility? It might be a possibility. So I'm not writing VIX off just yet. ALK, holding my 200. CLB, fine. CMI, I already sold it. It's already gone. GDX, fine. SPY, buying at the close. VIX, gonna have to watch that. 2909. I mean, it's, I don't know, 15 cents away, so I will hold that. It's potential. CMG is just motoring, keeping that. And if I were to buy anything today, which I am not going to, it would be Monster Energy here with the 520 crossover, or Walmart, but I think I'm going to pass on all of these today. I've been really picky lately. Okay, so Steve is long gold. He's long UGL, which is double leverage gold, at 60.92. He's basing it on the gold 520 crossover. So he's looking at GLD with the 520 crossover. He's going to express the trade in UGL, so he has more leverage. He's long Monster at 93.08 based on the 520 crossover. So Steve is long UGL based on the GLD 520 crossover. He's also long Monster at 93.08 based upon the 520 crossover. So makes sense. Long GL, long UGL, long MNST, out of SE, out of BA or BABA, and out of BLNK. Wow, Q's really selling off here. Look at that monster down bar. What does that look like on the daily? Kind of still an inside day. Well, those are all my trades. Well, end of day selling. VIX, it's hanging in there. Come on now. 29.09. You can do 9 cents. No problem. No problem. All right, so we'll just coast on in here to the end. Really, the only thing I have to watch is VIX. All right, CMG making a high on the day. That stock's unbelievable. All right, so my line in the sand is 29.09 on the VIX. So let me get that chambered up here. No new trades for me today. Love making a nice little comeback, up 41 cents now. Already out of CMI. And I think, well, we still have 3 minutes, but looks like VIX may be on the chopping block. Okay. Sorry for the dead air, everybody, but sometimes Greg has to take a little breather. Good to see Glenn back. Glenn always has good analysis of the market, I have noticed. How sectors are performing, rotations. It's good at that. Thank you for that, Glenn. All right, I'm just seeing whether VIX can hold here or not. Doesn't look like, unless it makes a move at the end of the day. 1 minute to go. All right, so I'm going to sell my VIX. I am now out of VIX. Looks like the Q's making a little rally here at the end. And that is it. All right, so where did I get filled here? I got filled, I bought SPY only, overnight SPY trade at 436.24. That's it for me on the day. So let's mark this up here. $436.24. All right, Done and done. That's it. Easy peasy. I did get rid of CMI. I locked in the loss on CMI. All right, so listen, if my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, this is the time. Please go ahead, put them in the live stream chat, and I will get to them in just a moment. First, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a 15-hour course, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours, and I really love to teach. I think I'm pretty good at it. I've turned out some really good students after they've taken this course, but in it I teach you all 5 of the trading methodologies that I use. Deep dip buys, crossovers, return to value V1s, V2s, higher low V1s, V2s, and also double bottoms with bullish divergences. So that is what I teach. In each session, I teach you one strategy. I teach you step by step exactly how to use these strategies using position size, maximum allowed loss, end of day stops, emergency stops, profit targets, overhead resistance levels, all the stuff you say. I say it on purpose, everyone, because I want to try to imbue to you that you have to have a full trading plan. But in the course, that is what I teach you. It's a great course. It does cost $1,750, but it is worth every single penny. I promise you, you're going to be a much better trader when you finish the course. And one of the best things about the course is we do a lot of simulation trades. I teach you the course, but then we go through. We just pick a chart, we pick a random chart, we pick a random time, we go through and we look for those trades. And I teach you at first, and then after, you are the one that is driving and taking control, telling me where you're in, how many shares you're buying, where you're out, what your trailing stop level is doing. And so just like anything else, you need repetition. And so that is what I teach in the course. If you are interested in taking this course with me, all you have to do is send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. Just reach out to me, say, hey, Greg, I'm potentially interested in taking your course. I'll say, great, thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. The purpose of the Skype call, which is free, by the way, is just for me to get to know you better, ask you some questions about your trading, and learn about what your trading challenges are, what your goals are, what you expect to learn from the course. And then it's also a really good time for me to ask you questions for you to ask me questions about the course, any questions that you have. And then when we're done with the call, think about it, sleep on it, pray on it, whatever you need to do. And one day if you wake up and you say, hey, I'm ready to be a better trader, just contact me, we'll get it scheduled, and away we go, and away we'll go. Secondly, I do have a really good online video course available on udemy.com. The link is in the description of this video. The course I currently have on there is the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. It's a great strategy. You see me use it all of the time. The course is like $12, $15, but don't let that scare you off and think it's no good, because it's a great course. I've got so many good reviews, so much good feedback. It's a serious course. It's 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos total, 15 study guides, and you're going to be glad that you invested the 12 or the 15 bucks in there. I promise you. All right. And the link's in the description. And then lastly, as always, everybody, sorry, I know I sound like a beggar, but if you like today's podcast, if you found something helpful today or any other days in the past, if you could please hit the thumbs up button. Try to remember before you leave, it really does help out the channel a lot. It helps YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. It's totally free to do. Takes about a quarter of a second. So if you have an extra quarter second, if you could, I would really appreciate it. Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to your business. All right, here we go. Steve, Baba. Steve is out of Baba. Anyone else in there? Oh, Gary. Sorry, Gary. I didn't notice this. Gary sold. When does this expire? Oh, 3 days. Gary's looking pretty good on his Baba puts, the 200, 195. So as long as it closes above 200 bucks, Gary makes all the money on his credit spreads. So he has a few days left, and that's looking pretty good because he has a lot of protection. And then Steve is out of Baba, locked in a nice gain. Congratulations, Steve. And if I could get my charts to work. Oh no, don't you even dare. Do not even dare. Okay. All right. So we're going to take Steve off there, leave Gary up because he has puts. 5.92% gain. Way to go, Steve. SE Steve is out of SE. All right, that leaves the dynamic duo, Tracy and Paxton, so I'll leave them up there until I hear back. Blink. Steve is out of Blink with the loss of the 200-day. Good trade. Didn't work out, but you followed your rules, so it is a good trade. All right. Steve is also long UGL at 60.92 with the 520 crossover of GLD. Hope that makes sense. 60.92. Okay, so we'll put over here. Ooh, I almost got a cramp in my foot. Steve, based on the GLD 520 cross. Okay, that should do that. And then MNST Monster Beverage. Steve likes this trade. I've seen him take it many times. And Steve is long at come on, Greg, get it together. I was blanking there for a minute. What day is it? All right. So that's Steve with the 520 crossover. Okay. That takes care of Steve, I believe. Jonathan, nice to see you. Evening, Greg and group. I've been away to Killarney for a few days. Good to be back. Nice to have you back. Hope you had a nice trip. Paxton is out of SE. All right, so that takes care of the dynamic duo. And so we're out of SE. Out of Yeti. I kind of figured. Yeah, it's an ugly reversal bar, my gosh. Okay. And out of Blink. That one was just rude, I have to say. Okay. Gary says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day, everyone. Ava is out of CMI. Okay, so that takes care of Ava and myself. We were both in that trade, unfortunately, but looked good when we took it. And then half of BNTX. Oh, I see what you did here. Okay, the higher low. All right, so we'll put Ava down for a halfie. Ava 1/2. Johan, good to see you. Johan says, thanks, Greg, and everyone. Hope you're doing well, Johan. Fly safe, my friend. Dan gives some thumbs up. Thank you, Dan, for the reminder. Appreciate that. Sam says, thanks, Greg, and all. Have a great evening. You as well, Sam. Hope you have a great evening. Also, okay, what's going on after hours? Anything exciting? S&P up 5 cents. VIX up 7 cents. Q's up 8 cents. Okay. Listen, if anyone has any other comments or anything they'd like to add, please go ahead. Before we do that, I just want to read this. I read it every day. Hope it's okay with you. But if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction, by Martin Kornfeld. Pretty self-explanatory. It's probably would be a good policy if we all tried to do one random act of kindness for another person every day. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to burn a lot of calories. It really could make their day. It's going to make you feel better. And on top of that, if we could go out and maybe do something nice for an animal as well, that would be twice as good. Take them on a walk, give them a little loving, give them a treat, scratch their bum, throw the ball, whatever. Or if you run into a different kind of animal, doesn't have to be a dog, but if they're in need of something, they certainly, I'm sure, would appreciate it, just like you would if someone helped you out. So I like to read this every day. One more time, if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. Couldn't hurt, right? Okay. 211. Okay. 211.20. Oh, all right. That's better than 211.80 for sure, Ava. Paxton says, thanks everyone. Good to see you, Packy. Hope you and Tracy have a nice rest of your day for sure. Michael, Greg, thank you for all you do. You provide a great learning environment. Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I try, we don't make money every single day, but I just try to show you repetitively, about taking good risk to reward ratios, getting out when you're supposed to, following your trailing stop rules. So anyway, I hope that it's rubbing off through osmosis and just by being here. And thank you for all you do, Michael. You work really hard at going through the scanner, and I always look at what you mention because I know you've put the time and energy into it. Okay. Well, if anyone has anything else to add, this is the time to do it. Kamal says, thank you, Greg and traders. Thank you, Kamal. Hope you're feeling well, bud. And look forward. Oh, by the way, I will be gone part of next week. I am actually going to visit Kamal, and we're working on a little project. So I believe next week I will be gone Thursday and Friday. I think I will do the podcast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I will be gone Thursday and Friday. Who knows? I might do it while I'm at Kamal's. I'm not 100% sure, but just want to let you know. And Kamal says, nice trade on Baba, Steve. Yep, and good put spreads on Baba Gary as well. So, all right. Well, listen. One more reminder, if you've hit the thumbs up button, thank you, really appreciate it. But if you found something helpful and you haven't, if you could before you leave, that would really be great and I would appreciate it. So what did the indexes end up? Yeah, all right, so kind of a mixed bag. Dow up 44.44, NASDAQ down 32.70, and S&P up 5. So a little bit mixed bag there today. All right, well, I think that's it. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, drive safe. Always drive safe, right? Life is precious. We don't want to take it for granted. Waterbender says, thank you so much. So glad I found this channel through Steve Burns. I am so glad you found it as well. And thanks, Steve, for recommending that to Waterbender. And Michael says, final exam, everyone, next Thursday and Friday. Yep, you're on your own Thursday and Friday, but I'm sure everyone's going to do just fine. Have a nice evening. Thank you. You have a nice evening as well. So, all right. I think that wraps it up for today. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. And we'll see you hopefully tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.